It's game night for the Nebraska Huskers, and in the middle of this big-time college basketball atmosphere filled with players.
Hey, whistle blow, stop, my man. Hey.
Coaches.
Your guy's going like this guy's going like this. It's the difference.
And fans is a man dressed in black and white, making split-second decisions that aren't always black and white.
He's got to jump, fellas. He's in the circle. He's got to jump.
Referee John Higgins is always in the middle of the action, but his goal is to be invisible.
He knows he's wrong.
To me, that's the highest compliment you could say about the refereeing. So if we stayed out of the way and let the kids play and do it and let them play legally, and they're not talking about me, amen, thank you. That means you've done a good job. You don't want to be the highlight of the ESPN missing the call and everybody knowing your name, but you just, that's your goal, is to be invisible.
Higgins, who grew up in Omaha and still lives there, has made a name for himself in college basketball. He's among the sport's top referees, having officiated 7 Final Fours and 2 NCAA championship games. It's a far cry from how he got started back in college, jumping at the chance to earn $25 to fill in when the referees for a freshman game didn't show up. Basketball has always been a constant companion for Higgins.
Thanks, big fella.
Through grade school, through high school, through college, I've been in basketball, involved in it probably every day of my life, and talked about it every day of my life.
That's partly because of his dad, Roger, who coached basketball and just about every other sport at Omaha's Cathedral High School. His dad was a fiery competitor, and as a coach, not afraid to give his young son, the referee, feedback on his work.
I took him 2, 3, 4 games, and he critiqued me most of, all the plays that I missed. I said, "How about all the plays I got right?" And but he was good about it, though. In the long run, he was really proud.
John needed the drive his dad passed on to him to make it as a referee. He started with rec league and elementary school games, then eventually got noticed at a referee camp and started to work some college games. Refereeing, though, isn't his full-time job. More than 3 decades ago, he started a roofing company that he still owns and operates today. It's named appropriately enough, Rooferees. When you're traveling thousands of miles across the country 6 months out of the year, refereeing 90-some games, it can make it difficult to run a business, but he gets it done.
Nowadays when you have a computer and a cell phone, you don't have to be at your office all day long.
That travel schedule also means Higgins spends many days during the season apart from his family.
It's hard on my family and myself being away. I like to be home because when I'm home, I'm with my family. I get to do the things I like to do. The travel part of it's hard. That's the hardest part about officiating. So when I do quit, that will probably be the reason why I quit.
The travel isn't the only drawback either. Being a high-profile referee means you're constantly being scrutinized by the fans, and not just those in the arena. Now there's internet chat boards where fans can sound off, and there's even a parody Twitter account someone runs anonymously called John Higgins Hair. And then there's the fans who cross the line.
I threw at a coach, and then the next day our website got hacked into at our office, and then they put all kinds of really bad stuff on there, put pictures of our kids and where they went to school and our telephone numbers, it was not very good.
All officials learn to deal with the yelling and screaming, whether it's online or on the court. Higgins says a referee has to have a thick skin, and you can't let the fans affect you.
You don't hear that one individual. You hear the whole thing, so it doesn't even, I didn't even think about it anymore. In fact, sometimes you get a rush when you know you're right on plays and they're booing the heck out of you.
Did you make a good call when he was sitting on the bench in the number 1 position?
Yeah.
And while Higgins gets plenty of advice while he's on the court, there's also an underlying respect for the work he's doing.
Well, his poise is really good. You can see when an official gets upset. You can see when a guy's nervous or stressed, just like you can see it in a coach. And John's got tremendous poise. Quite frankly, John is one of the best officials in the country.
When I go back and think, all right, I remember arguing with him about this call, most times he's right. And he's got a gift and he sees things well, and I think he communicates the game well to players and coaches. But at the end of the day, the great ones, they make the right call most of the time, and John's one of the best in the business in that regard.
Which is why he often earns the assignment to officiate college basketball's biggest games.
I worked at my first Final Four, and the boss said, what do you think? And I just said, I'm pinching myself from going back to when I started at 3rd, 4th grade basketball to 7th, 8th grade girls and boys, and to junior high, and I'm pinching myself. Am I really here at this place? And it's kind of a dream come true.
And when the dream does end and he walks away from the game, how does this referee, whose goal is to be invisible, want to be remembered?
That I did the best I could. I worked as hard as anybody out there in the business, and I was fair, and that I am a good mentor and a good person. That's all I can ask for.